Welcome back to Everything Whiskey. I'm Callum.
I'm Sam.
And today we're having a look at the Kensei Japanese whiskey.
Alrighty, Kensei, we're gonna be honest, this is maybe I think maybe the 5th time we've tried recording this episode.
I was going to say, 5th time you tried it and we're halfway through the bottle.
Yeah, we're a bit more than halfway through the bottle. No, 5th time trying to record this.
It always ends up in
It always ends up last in the night. We're like, I should probably, we've had this for a while, I should probably just review it. But by the end of the night, we're always a little bit touch and go by that point. So it's always a bit of a mess, and we don't really enjoy it. Or we haven't for the past few times tasting it. By the looks of Killer.
Have a whiff on it, please.
Anyway, so it ends up a bit of a mess, and we don't end up keeping it. And we're like, we'll just do it again in a legit way, and we're hoping this will be that time. We had a quick break. Because of wanted to have something to eat.
Yeah.
Which may have either messed this up or made it better. To be honest, we've had this many times with nothing before it, and it hasn't helped. So if anything, it can only help. It can't do any worse.
That sounds so bad.
It's not good. It's not. I don't like this. This is not tasty, yeah? This is not a tasty whiskey. It's Japanese whiskey. It's apparently 3 to 4 years old. It is a byproduct of the Japanese whiskey boom that's happened in the last 5 or so years. And unfortunately, I'm not saying that's what this is, but unfortunately, as a result of that boom, there have been a hard push of Japanese companies, stuff like that, even distilleries, kind of like taking whiskey that isn't Japanese and bottling it and shipping it off with a new label and saying it's Japanese. Not saying that's what this is. It could be. It's hard to find a lot of information on it, but I don't think it is from what I've seen. But that is something to watch out for. If you're really struggling to find out where you get something from Japan, they don't list what blend, what's in it, where it came from, what the distillery is. If it's too difficult to find that information, I might steer clear, to be honest, unless you're okay with that, unless you don't really give a damn, you just want to taste it, which fair enough if you do. But yeah, so I don't think that's what this is, but there's a chance it might be. I did see something about the distillery, but it was vague and didn't have much to it. So this is 3 to 4 years old, Japanese whiskey. We're just going to go with that for the rest of the episode, saying that it is Japanese. We've had it more than half the bottle that many times, whatever that equates to, and not once have I thought, it's good.
Yeah, I can't
Every single time, I'm like, nah.
I can't get into this.
It smells like sherbet, but someone's put a bit of like dishwasher detergent in it.
For me, it's just so funky. There's so much fruit
It
funk.
smells like someone's
Like
poisoning
sugar
me.
funk.
It smells like someone's put like.
It's not that bad.
No, as in like it smells chemically, like someone's putting in detergent or like that powdery detergent, or someone's
I see that.
the thing you put in the powder brick you put in the dishwasher that breaks up and dissolves. It's like someone put one of that in the bottle after they were done. They were just like, all right, clean the bottle, and it's just fizzed up and dissolved because it smells like
cleaned
it's
the bottle
clean.
and haven't cleaned the bottle out.
Something they've left a ton of bleach in it or something, but it's just. It smells like industrial cleaner. I'm not a fan of this. I don't know why.
Straight up off the nose, I get just floral fruits, but they're not fresh fruit. They're like overripe fruits.
They're like the fake chemical versions trying to come up with what those fruits should taste like, but in a lab or something. Or they're those fruits and flowers, but with dishwasher detergent poured all over it.
For me, I get those fruits or flowers, but they're the overripe. Which overripe gives it that really dark, that kind of sugary taste.
It's like sickly sweet, like sherbet. It's like sherbet sweetness. Like there's some sort of weird acidity, like sourness to it. Like there's some tang, like sherbet.
It's like lemon kind of tang. It tastes like they put lemon juice in eggs.
That's what I get. Where do you get the eggs from?
Like the egg whites. Have you ever smelled egg whites?
Yeah, I don't really have a smell.
I reckon egg whites have this little. Egg whites have a little funky taste to them, a little funky nose to them. I reckon.
Yeah, a little bit, I guess.
And I reckon this is like if you got lemon sherbet squeezed in with a touch of lemon juice. This is what I would imagine.
Egg white and some lemon detergent or something.
Yeah.
So it sounds great.
It's got some kind of funk that like you don't normally smell anywhere.
I don't know. I'm gonna taste it.
I take it back to egg whites. I don't know why egg whites come to mind, but
to be honest, it's better on the taste. It's not good on the taste, but it's better.
Yeah.
It's more simple, which actually helps it.
It's kind of got a little bit of depth of flavour as well.
Well, it's more like the sherbet with a little bit less detergent. Like it's like fruity, sherbet fruit, fake fruit flavours.
Yeah.
I'm not really getting floral. Maybe that fake sweetener floral kind of thing you might get.
I get a little bit of bouquet on the taste. Like just a very front.
Yeah, but it could, I don't know, it could be confusing with something else. Maybe a touch. But it's not like a clear.
Yeah.
It's not like a lot of the more well-known Japanese whiskies you might find, like anything from Hakushu, from Suntory, or Nika. You often find, like, especially Suntory, it's like, the white wine of whiskey. You find some really cool notes. This, I'm not getting that Japanese, like I don't even know what the hell I'm getting in this, to be perfectly honest. It's not really anything like it. Like before we were talking about it might be from Scotland and just relabeled. It doesn't taste like a Scotch I know of either.
Yeah.
So
I get
I
that.
don't know.
I kind of get the Japanese white wine notes, like at the very start, because white wine's quite fruity as well. I get
sometimes
those
acidic.
I get those white wine acidity fruity notes.
Yeah.
But
Maybe that's what that lemon kind of.
I reckon that's what that
is.
is.
For me, it just tastes a bit too chemically and fake lolly, cheap sour lollies, which I love cheap sour lollies, but this is just not my thing. I don't know. It's just not tasty.
This tastes like a Moscato that's been aged in oak barrels or some kind of barrel.
Get the oak. I don't know. I'm not even getting a barrel impact. That's the thing. It tastes more like new make to me than anything that's been.
I get a touch, like just the very faintest touch of. Some kind of, I don't know if is it oak?
It's oak, it's small, like miniature, I'm not sure what size, how many litre barrels, but it's small oak barrels. So they're like doing the whole hyper age thing. So it will be sped up. It's not like what you'd get in a 5-year in a full size barrel. There are going to be differences.
Yeah.
So that might be something that might have, might be contributing something, but I'm not.
Is it a blend or is it like?
I don't know. I don't know what this is.
It must be a blend.
I think it has to be a blend, because if it was single malt, I feel like they'd say, it just says product of Japan. Some Japanese writing we can't read. 40%.
I would say it has to be a blend.
Imported by Calaros. It's just for an Australian.
It just tastes like a blend. I don't know what makes me say it's a blend, but once you've been drinking whiskey for a while, you can kind of tell.
Yeah, no, I think it definitely
Yeah.
is a blend.
kind of
The
those mixed
problem
flavors.
with this is why I don't like it actively. If I tried it and didn't like it and it was reasonably priced, I would just be disliking it passively, like I do with a lot of whiskeys. It's just like, meh, not my thing. That's fine. But this is like a minimum of $90 damn in Australia, and that is what the damn whiskey, the Japanese whiskey boom has done to us, to most of the world really. It just makes anything with a Japanese label so much more expensive than it should be or was, and it's, I don't know, like it's just kind of annoying. Like there's nothing fancy about this. The label's not fancy. It's like the cheapest screw top I've ever seen. It doesn't taste good.
The only thing I like about it is the little red stamp they put in the label.
Where? Oh yeah.
And I don't know if it's a stamp. I think it's just part of the label.
It's like a passport stamp.
Yeah, but I like that.
Thing. That's cool. Yeah, but anyway, it's definitely not expensive. Like this is just a generic bottle size type and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, so if it was just reasonably priced, if it was $40, $50, even $60 in Australia, I'd be like, whatever. It's just not our thing. But being a minimum of $90, that kind of annoys me. Like it kind of makes like, what are you paying for? Is it just because of the Japanese whiskey boom? Because if so, I can grab, Hakushu or a Yamazaki and be blown, just enjoy the crap out of that entire bottle every sip.
What's your
For a
aftertaste
bit more
right
money.
now? Just quickly.
Nothing.
Nothing? I'm
Mineral,
getting like
mineral water.
I'm getting kind of nail polish almost. Almost acetone.
Probably
kind
an
of.
ingredient, to be honest.
That's a bit hard.
I get that the whole way through.
I only
I
get that.
get acetone the whole way through.
All the flavors drop off for me, but then there's just that. It's like it's chemically. It's a chemical taste that just lingers, and it's still lingering. It's been about 3 or 4 minutes since I tasted it.
That's what's like primarily wrong with this for me is just this overwhelming and, as you said, it's a
Maybe there's colouring in it.
lengthy chemical flavor. But colouring doesn't have a taste, man.
Like maybe
Probably has colouring.
maybe they put too much colour.
Japan's like the Wild Wild West when it comes to whiskey laws.
It tastes wrong. It tastes like there's.
That's what I mean. I feel like they didn't wash the bottle properly. It had too much chemicals in it from the factory or something. Like it tastes chemically. Some people might like this. It's not like, oh my god, there's definitely cleaner in it. It's obviously whiskey, but like.
If a whiskey beginner, this would be delicious, I reckon.
Really? I reckon it's too much like weirdness to it.
But I reckon they wouldn't pick that up. Because I remember when I tried this for the first time, picked it up, I actually enjoyed the first glass out of this whiskey. Because I wasn't expecting.
Either way.
I didn't expect anything. Tasted it. It was quite nice. Had a second glass, and then I started picking up all these weird, funky tones.
Maybe it's just like, I don't know. Maybe it's one of those things where you taste something and you never find it again in the bottle. I've had that before, but not with something I actively dislike. But we digress. Now, there's not much more to say about this. This is just not our thing. I'm not 100% sure about the details, the facts of this bottle. The price is very discouraging for me, and I think it will be for most people. I wouldn't get this if you're someone who's not into Japanese whiskey, you don't know much about it, but you kind of know that a friend is or something and you want to get them something cool. It's Japanese. I wouldn't get this. This is not an expensive whiskey in the bottle. It's an expensive whiskey, but what's in it is not expensive. I would go for something like the Yamazaki or Hakushu, even Nika. Where is it? Is it Nika? Is it up here?
Pure malt's down there.
The Pure Malt. Oh yeah, we got the Pure Malt down here. Pure Malt's a bit cheaper than the Yamazaki and the Hakushu.
It's under $30, I don't know how much. I think they're about the same price.
Yeah, but there's a couple. Even the Cheetah. There's the Cheetah up there is cheaper.
Yeah.
That's about the same price as this, I think. Maybe even cheaper, and it's better. So if you wanting a Japanese whiskey to be safe, go for Nika or Suntory. You'll have no problems there. It'll be what it says it is.
This is weird. Even as a Japanese whiskey drinker, this doesn't taste Japanese.
That's what I mean. There's something, like you said, there's like that barely, almost like easy to mistake as something else, floral note at the start, but nothing else. So
I don't even know what I could compare this to.
I don't think there's anything.
This tastes like a new make that's been coloured with
it's got that weird
actual food colouring,
kind of funk and spike.
With actual food colouring that has that little weird flavour.
It's like they went, because like E150 is brown, is caramel food colouring, and it's legal in a lot of places to a certain percentage. Everything's illegal with whiskey in Japan, but it's like they chose the wrong one. It's like they chose the one that's not for food, like the food colouring. It's like they chose just like the colouring, and it has a chemically taste or something. I don't know. But either way, we'll wrap this one up because we're just ranting about how this isn't a great whiskey for us. But yeah, one Japanese, Suntory or Nika is the thing that I'll say. Anyway, thank you very much for watching this episode of Everything Whiskey. If you liked it, leave us a like. If you want to see future episodes from us, maybe consider hitting that subscribe button. If you do, we'll see you in the next one. Cheers.
Cheers.